Most people love quoting this verse, but if we're being honest, most people are using it completely wrong. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. You hear this everywhere, in movies, on social media, in everyday conversations. People say things like, live your truth, or speak your truth, as if Jesus was talking about personal opinions, feelings, or self-expression. But that's not what he meant at all. In fact, if you read what Jesus actually said right before this, it changes everything. He says, if you abide in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:31-32. That one sentence right before it is the key that most people ignore. Jesus does not start with truth. He starts with obedience. He starts with abiding in his word. In other words, truth is not something you casually discover. Truth is something that is revealed when you remain, stay, and live in what he says. So the structure is very clear. First, you abide in his word, then you know the truth, then the truth sets you free. But most people flip that order. They think if they just hear truth or agree with truth or feel like something is true to them, they are free. That's not what Jesus is saying. He is saying that truth is not information. Truth is not opinion. Truth is not emotion. Truth is something you come to know through a relationship with his word, through consistency, through discipline, through submission. And then Jesus goes even deeper because the people listening to him didn't like what he was saying. They responded by saying they were not slaves. They believed they were already free. But Jesus answers them directly and says, truly, truly, I say to you, everyone who practices sin is a slave to sin. John 8:34. This is where it gets uncomfortable because most people think they are free. They think freedom means doing whatever they want, living however they feel, making their own decisions without restriction. But Jesus is saying the opposite. He is saying if sin is controlling your life, you are not free. You are a slave, whether you realize it or not. And that means the freedom he is talking about is not political freedom, not emotional freedom, not the ability to do whatever you want. It is freedom from something much deeper. It is freedom from sin, from bondage, from patterns that control you. That completely changes how we read the verse. When Jesus says the truth will set you free, he is not saying truth will make you feel good. He is not saying truth will validate your lifestyle. He is saying truth will expose what is actually controlling you and then break its power over you. And that kind of truth is not always comfortable. It confronts you. It corrects you. It challenges the way you think and the way you live. This connects directly to what Jesus says later in John 14:6. I am the way and the truth and the life. John 14:6. Notice that he doesn't say he gives truth. He says he is the truth. That means truth is not just a concept. Truth is a person. It is him. So when you abide in his word, you are not just learning information. You are aligning yourself with him. And that's why truth leads to freedom. Because when you align with him, you are no longer under the control of sin. This also lines up with what is written in Romans. Do you not know that if you present yourselves to anyone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one whom you obey, either of sin, which leads to death, or of obedience, which leads to righteousness? Romans 6:16. There is no neutral ground. You are always serving something. You are always being shaped by something. The only question is what has authority over your life. So when Jesus talks about freedom, he is not talking about independence from authority. He is talking about being released from the wrong master and coming under the right one. That's real freedom. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They want freedom without obedience. They want truth without abiding. They want the result without the process. But Jesus makes it very clear. If you want to know the truth, you have to remain in his word. That means consistency, not convenience. That means choosing his way even when it goes against your feelings. That means letting his word correct you instead of bending it to fit your life. Because here's the reality. You don't define truth. Truth defines you. And until you accept that, you will keep thinking you're free while still being controlled by things you can't see. So when you hear this verse again, don't read it the way culture teaches it. Don't turn it into something soft or vague. Read it the way Jesus said it. If you abide in his word, you are truly his disciple. Then you will know the truth, and then the truth will set you free. Not free to do whatever you want, free from what has been controlling you all along. And that kind of freedom is not instant. It is the result of staying, remaining, and walking in his word daily. If this explanation helped you see the verse more clearly, then stay with it, apply it, and let the truth do its work in your life.